Have you ever looked at your own laziness and wondered if it's secretly holding back the smartest version of you? What if the very thing you're ashamed of, the habit of doing less, could actually teach you how to do better, smarter? Today's story is not just a tale, it's a mirror that might reflect your hidden potential and help you unlock it. And while you listen, you'll also learn how to build English vocabulary naturally, through context, emotion, and real-life situations. So stay with me till the end, because the boy you're about to meet, he starts lazy, but ends up legendary. In a small village nestled between green hills and golden fields, lived a young boy named Ryan. He was known for two things: his cleverness and his laziness. He lived with his parents in a modest home at the edge of town. Every morning, his father would wake up before the sun and work the fields. Ryan had just one job: to keep the birds away from the rice crops. Most boys would use sticks or slingshots, but Ryan, he didn't want to run around under the sun. Instead, he built a clever system: tall wooden poles placed across the field, connected with ropes that rattled in the wind. With one pull, he could scare the birds while still lying down under the shade. People in the village called him lazy. His father, although secretly impressed, often worried. What if I get sick one day? Can Ryan take care of everything alone? But Ryan always got the job done, his way. Then one summer, the skies forgot how to rain. The heat scorched the land and Ryan's father fell gravely ill. Suddenly, the entire field, watering, weeding, guarding, fell on Ryan's shoulders. At first he tried, but laziness wasn't his only challenge. He had never trained his body for hard labor. Days passed. The crops began to wither. The once green field faded to brown, and so did Ryan's spirit. One night, Ryan sat beneath a sky full of stars, staring at the dying field. His heart was heavy. Why didn't I try harder before? Why did I always choose the easy way? Now I don't know how to save any of this. The very next morning, the village square was buzzing with news. A royal soldier had arrived, announcing a grand competition at the king's palace. The prize? A chest of gold, enough to change any family's fate. Ryan's eyes lit up. Gold. Maybe I could save my family. Without thinking twice, he raised his hand and said he would compete. The villagers burst into laughter. Ryan? Compete? He's never even walked to the next village, let alone win a kingdom-wide contest. But Ryan didn't argue. He simply packed his things and began the journey, alone, on foot, toward the palace. 3 days later, the grand competition began. Hundreds had gathered. Strong men, athletic women, trained warriors. Ryan looked around nervously. The king's messenger stood before the crowd. "To qualify for the final round," he said, "you must cross this lake. The first 3 to reach the other side will move on." The signal was given. 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone dove into the water, arms slicing through waves, except Ryan. He didn't move. Instead, he turned away from the water and ran toward the nearby forest. The crowd gasped. "He's giving up already!" But Ryan had a different plan. Inside the forest, he found broken branches, vines, and driftwood. In minutes, he built a small raft, tied tightly with vines, and grabbed a thick stick to use as a paddle. "This isn't a swimming race," he whispered. "It's a race to cross the lake." And slowly, with rhythm and purpose, Ryan began paddling. One by one, he passed exhausted swimmers. By the time the finish line came into view, only 2 people were ahead of him. He crossed third. He had made it. The next day, the 3 finalists stood on an open road. In front of each of them was a massive wooden block. Behind them, a set of tools. The task: push the block 1 kilometer to the finish line. One rule: choose only one tool. The first contestant grabbed a thick rope and started pulling. The second chose a strong stick to use as a lever. Ryan waited. He stared at the tools, then at the block. He wasn't the strongest, but he knew one thing: leverage beats muscle. If I can't move the block, maybe I can change the block. And so, Ryan picked a small knife. The crowd was baffled. A knife? What will he do? Carve his name into it? But Ryan didn't care. He got to work. Cutting, shaping, smoothing. After an hour, Ryan had carved the edges of the block into a giant wheel, like a rolling log. With a deep breath, he pushed. The block rolled forward, slow at first, then faster. He passed the man with the rope, then the one using the lever. Sweat poured down his face. His hands ached, his legs trembled, but inch by inch, foot by foot, he crossed the finish line. First, the crowd went silent, then erupted in cheers. No one could believe it. The lazy boy had won. That day, Ryan didn't just win a chest of gold. He proved something far greater. He proved that laziness isn't the enemy, lack of purpose is. When you care enough for your family, your future, your dream, you find a way. You don't have to be the fastest or strongest. You just have to be smart and hungry. If you're struggling to stay motivated, don't wait for motivation. Find your reason, the real one. Because when the reason is big enough, laziness doesn't stand a chance. And while you heard this story, you've picked up natural English. Words like scorching, exhausted, determined, strategy, and achievement. Sentences built around action, emotion, and outcome. That's how real learning happens. Through stories you feel, not just study. So keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, even the laziest person can build a powerful future, one smart choice at a time. Thanks for staying till the end. We'll meet again with another story, another lesson, and another chance to grow. Until then, stay curious, stay determined.